亜美先生、お久しぶり。
お久しぶりです。
元気？
元気です。アレックスは？
元気ですよ。元気ですよ。最近いいことあった？
最近いいこと。今度引っ越しします。
おー、すごい。
もっと大きなところに、一軒家に引っ越しします。
もっと広いところに引っ越しする。
そうですね。今はアパートに住んでるんですけど、今度は
なんで引っ越しするの？
アパートっていうことであんまりこう大きな声が出せない、歌えないし、こういうのもあんまり夜遅くできないので、そうですね、起こしたくないので、周りの人、近所の人なので、一軒家を今度は借ります。
Learn Japanese Pod を聞いていただく皆さん、ご存知かどうかわかりませんが、亜美先生は実は素晴らしい音楽家、歌も上手だし
いえ
音楽作れる場所が必要だから
そうなんです。
引っ越しする、そういう、意味で引っ越しするという意味ですよね。
そうですね。だから、結構あれですね、楽しみです。
本当に頑張ってください。やっぱりうちを
ありがとうございます。
引っ越しするのが大変ですよね。
大変ですね。
すごい、ストレスたまらないように気をつけてください。で、無事に引っ越しするように、お祈りします。
ありがとうございます。
不動産の神様にお祈りします。
ね、いるでしょうね、不動産の神様。アレックスはなんかいいことありましたか、最近？
そうですね、最近ですね、台風が来て、
らしいですね。
そうで、この間ちょっとうち自転車に乗ってうちに帰った途中で、濡れてしまった。
それいいことじゃないじゃないですか。
半分ね、なんかいやーもう濡れちゃった、もうやだと思ったら、涼しいねと気持ちいい。最近すっごい暑いから
めっちゃポジティブ。
ちょっと無理やりにポジティブで考えようとしてるけどね。
いや、すごいポジティブですね。
そう
でも、無事でよかったです。
そう今年台風5号。最近すごい暑いから、逆に台風が来てちょっと涼しくなってきて、
なるほど。
ちょっと
良かったかなって。
ちょっと良かったね。そうですね。
なるほど。
Welcome to Learn Japanese Pod with me, Alex, and
me, Ami.
And how the devil are you, Ami? You good?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And welcome to the Fun Friday edition of Learn Japanese Pod. If you don't know what that is, it's when we close our textbooks and just talk about anything to do with Japan, anything we feel like talking about the people, culture, news. So, Ami Sensei, what are we talking about today? What is the theme of today's podcast?
Today's theme is our favorite Japanese artists, musicians.
Ami Sensei, どんな音楽を聴くの？
結構何でも好きなんですけど、やっぱり日本人なんで、小さい時からずっとJ-POP、日本の音楽を聴いて育ったので、本当にJ-POP よく聞きます。
So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to ask Ami Sensei about all her favorite bands, and then later on I'll tell you about all my favorite Japanese bands, and maybe we'll just slightly go off the rails and talk about some random stuff, but sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast. Ami Sensei, tell me, what kind of bands are you into?
I listen to all sorts of Japanese pop music. And I'm not, super, super, super up to date with the current J-pop scene, so to speak. I do know most of the bands that are popular out there, but one of my favorite Japanese artists, my number one female Japanese artist is Utada Hikaru.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hikaru
so
Utada.
she's really good. Has she
Yes.
released what has she released recently?
You know, the most recent thing she released was last fall with her newest album, Phantom.
Yeah, right,
And
right.
and I was excited, really excited,
Yeah.
because she hadn't released anything in a while. She had actually sort of taken a break.
I think she was trying a little too hard to break into the American market. And she released this album, and I forget the name of some of the songs, but I thought it was pretty disappointing. I think she did the whole album in English, right?
She did, she did.
Tell us more about that. What do you think of the latest album?
Okay, so that one she released back, I think, in September, and I think it's great.
Yeah,
I
cool.
think it's great. It's, you know, her music has definitely changed over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gotten a little more sort of electronic, but on this last one,
Right.
you know, she has some real simple songs. You know, there's like one with I don't know if it's a real harp, but it's got a
Right.
harp and you know, just like a beat, real simple, real nice. So you get kind of a real nice spectrum of Hiki, which is her nickname, Hiki. It's kind of funny.
So that's Utada Hikaru. That's cool. Yeah, so I'll actually have to go out and listen to that album.
You should. It's pretty good. And I think you know, even though her album or albums
Mm,
that were released in the States weren't as popular as
yeah,
she probably would have liked them to be,
right.
a lot of her music is, you know, widely known and appreciated all over the world, I think. And I think that has a lot to do with her, you know, her background, being
Right, right, right.
born in the States and just having a lot of American influences. So
And also, isn't her dad a producer too, right?
her dad's a producer. Her mom was a famous singer
Right,
also.
right, right, right,
So
right.
I guess she had that in her blood.
Utada Hikaru, that's a very strong start. She's obviously a great singer. So, who else do you like from Japan?
So you know, I listen to a lot of different pop music, but
Mm.
I also, you know, was really, really into Japanese hip hop,
Oh, cool, cool, cool.
and my absolute favorite group
Yeah.
is called Kick the Can Crew.
Kick the Can Crew.
Do you know them,
I don't
Alex?
know them. I have to check them out. Kick the Can Crew.
Okay.
So where are they from? Are they from Tokyo?
Yeah, they're I think so. They're a group of three,
Yeah.
and I think they're all from Tokyo, actually,
Okay, cool. Kick the
or
Can
Kanto area.
Kanto area. I love the name. That's awesome. Kick the Can Crew.
Kick the Can Crew.
That's some brilliant alliteration there.
It's
Love that. That's
yeah,
great.
and it's from I guess it's a Japanese game, like where you literally kick
the
a
can.
can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
That's a Japanese game, isn't it? It's not like it's not a game
Right.
played anywhere else.
When you don't have a football and you're 5 years old and you're a boy,
Ah.
just go around kicking cans. Or I mean, it's a phrase too in English. We say you're kicking the can down the road, which means you're putting something off that you should deal with now. Yeah.
I wonder if they thought very deeply about it. Well, there's a game, like an old Japanese game where you, where someone kicks a can,
Right.
and then while they count, or while they try to find the can,
Right.
the others, it's a tag game basically. The others like disappear
Right.
basically. But anyways, so when I was probably in high school, you know, there wasn't too much, like, you know, hip hop bands or hip hop groups in Japan that were, you know, there were only a few that were very, I guess, popular, very
Right.
famous.
Right.
And then one day, I still remember this. I turned on the TV and luckily at that time we had cable,
Oh, cool.
Japanese cable TV, and I had the channel on this music channel, and then
Was that MTV?
it wasn't MTV, it was Space Shower TV.
Space Shower
which
TV.
is
I know that. Yeah,
hi.
yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's Japanese music channel. And then right when I, changed the channel to that one, I saw Kick the Can Crew.
Right.
And it was their music video for their song Super Original.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then I was like, who are these guys,
Right.
And I did like rap, to begin with, and then I saw these guys and I was like, wow, they're awesome. So I've liked them since, and they've had a lot of hits, and it's interesting because they also had taken a break,
Yeah, right.
and then they just recently. Or is about to actually release their newest album, and then they just released a single.
No way.
I think last month. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I'm gonna try and make it out to one of their concerts
Oh, no way.
this
Cool.
winter.
Oh, what,
Yes.
here in Japan?
Hi.
Oh, now. Oh, well, hey, listen,
Hi.
when you come over, let's hang out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other Japanese rap bands that may have made it over to the States, but
Dragon Ash.
Dragon Ash, yeah, I was gonna say Dragon Ash. Ripu Slime.
Yes, Rip Slime.
Rip Slime,
Yes.
sorry, I mispronounced that. Rip Slime, Dragon Ash. Those bands, they kind of started in the 90s, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Lip Slime, huh?
And Kick the Can Crew too. They started back in the 90s also. They were kind of underground. And then then they finally made their way and got a major record deal.
Apparently there's this rapper down in Osaka. He's called Nishinari Shingo. And yeah, Nishinari-ku it's like an area in Osaka that's known for being quite a bit of a rough area maybe, but yeah, he's called Nishinari Shingo. So he's a rapper. I don't think he's that famous, but yeah, apparently he's in Osaka.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah. So that's good. So what other kind of bands are you into?
I also like this group called M-Flow.
M-Flow, now I've heard
知ってますか?
I've heard 知ってるけど音楽をあまり聴いてない so I don't really know it so well. Tell us about M-Flow.
M-Flow. So M-Flow originally was a three-person group, a DJ, an MC, and a female lead vocalist. It's cool because they all went to international schools in Japan, and that's how they met each other. So, the three of them are all bilingual.
Right.
And so all their songs, the MC, his name is Verbal.
Yeah.
And so he's famous for his English and Japanese mixed up, awesome, crazy rap. A while back, Lisa, the female vocalist, she quit the group. And then, even though they were like super popular and everything, and she quit. And then since then, though, the other two guys, they've, they had different, basically, mostly female vocalists kind of been featured.
Right.
And collaborating with them. And so, yeah. And it's real cool. It's, rap and pop and a whole bunch of stuff mixed together.
I'm just checking out their Wikipedia page here. Wikipedia is amazing. It's like, any band, even the small esoteric bands, there's all the information you ever wanted to know.
Yeah. Hey, what a coincidence. I've got their Wikipedia page opened up too.
Wikipedia, it's the new online encyclopedia everybody reads.
It's my secret best friend.
M-Flow is a Japanese hip-hop group consisting of record producer DJ Taku Takahashi, MC Verbal, and Lisa. Former member Lisa left the group in 2002 to pursue a solo career, and the remaining members then started the M-Flow Loves project.
That's right. Yeah, so they'll name themselves M-Flow Loves, and then whoever is singing, whoever's name.
I've got a lot of listening to do, actually. I guess you can access a lot of this on YouTube, right?
Yes.
Actually, how do you get your music? Do you buy stuff from iTunes, or are you a member of another streaming service? What do you do?
It's tricky since I'm in the States here.
Yeah.
I'll get my fix, like older music fix from YouTube.
Right.
Some music I can buy on iTunes from Japan, but sometimes I can't. So, I'll just try and find ways. But
it's interesting why more Japanese music hasn't made it to the States. I mean, obviously there are notable exceptions like I don't know, Puffy. Remember Puffy?
yes,
And
Puffy.
then Kyaru Pamu.
Caddy Pamu Pamu.
Caddy Pamu Pamu. Sorry, all the
it's
Caddy
funny.
Pamu Pamu fans have just massively angered now. They're all angry at me for mispronouncing her name.
Don't worry, you're not the only one.
I'm not the only one. Yeah. So those
No.
kinds of bands, obviously, kind of the cute stuff, like the stereo.
Yeah, like they kind of exploded over here.
And actually, recently I was watching, just now on YouTube, I was watching this really interesting interview with her. I didn't know her name is Kiriko Takemura,
Oh,
and
yeah.
better known as Kyaru Pyamu Pyamu.
Caddy Pamu Pamu.
Sorry,
That's
Kyari-
really hard to say. Even Japanese people have a hard time saying her name.
Yeah,
So don't worry.
but all those, all her American fans can say it perfectly. Actually, she was saying that they were interviewing her, and she was saying she was really surprised that all the people in the front row were actually singing along in Japanese. She said that it was
That's
amazing.
cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, because she did like an American tour like last year, maybe a couple years ago.
you know, those kind of massive superstars, especially, cute singers, are going to
Yeah.
make it over to the States,
Of course.
maybe Europe, and also like baby metal too.
Oh yeah,
is-
baby metal.
I
Yeah.
mean, they're doing massively. Utada Hikaru, I suppose she's a megastar. So you've got like the megastars of Japanese pop will make it anywhere. I suppose they're popular in Korea and maybe other Asian countries
Probably,
too.
yeah, like Taiwan and stuff too.
But the difference between like J-pop and K-pop is like more often than not, when they interview K-pop stars, they speak really fluent English, like almost native level. And a lot of the
Yeah.
Japanese artists don't. And I think another thing was that when I came to Japan like 20 years ago, which is probably when Shibuya-kei was blossoming, Japan had all this amazing music, and Japan was like the coolest place in the world. But now I think, it's been eclipsed somewhat by K-pop. And I think a lot of it is that they're a bit more kind of internationally minded. They kind of, they're facing outwards a bit more, the more of the artists can speak English. And apparently,
Yeah.
like, there's Japanese record companies tend to really, really protect their content. They don't like stuff getting out on YouTube. It'll immediately get flagged down and taken off. So all those kids who might have got into YouTube, like, they have less access. So I may be wrong, but I think, K-pop is a lot more accessible. There's a lot more of it on YouTube, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can send nasty emails or make a comment. I just get that feeling that they're not so good at marketing themselves abroad.
The Japanese artists.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them don't even try, or they're very focused on the Japanese market.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And
So,
in the last 20 years, I don't think a lot has happened with J-pop. It seems to be the same producers, the same companies. It seems to
Oh,
be
yeah.
very focused on the domestic market and not really much is happening.
I think you're right.
But there are notable exceptions. Again, Utada Hikaru she's always a good bet. She's always gonna produce a really cool album. So any other bands you're into? You want to talk about?
Any other bands? I'd say those three groups
Cool,
are
awesome.
my top three. What about you, Alex?
So, like as I said before, I'm probably going to be showing my age here. I'll go. Where shall I start? Let's just go with a pretty famous one. I'm sure you know her. She's called Superfly.
Yeah.
Her big hit was "Ayo Komete Hanataba." Do you know her stuff?
I only know her. I only know that song and maybe that other one. But she's great. Like, she's a great singer.
Yeah, a lot of people have kind of called her like, the Japanese Janis Joplin.
Yeah, that other song. I forget the title, but I can't remember. My memory's so bad.
Oh, never mind. we'll think of it later.
Are they a band? Are they a band? It says they were formerly a band, and then now it's lyricist, vocalist, Shiho.
Superfly is a Japanese rock act that debuted on April 4th, 2007. Formerly a duo, the act now consists solely of lyricist and vocalist Shiho Ochi with former guitarist Koichi Tabo. Still credited as the group's composer and part-time lyricist. So I think it's kind of like a small band. And also, like, she's signed to Warner. So it's actually those two and an army of people, from makeup artists to producers to everyone. And I like her. She's pretty good. She can belt it out. The songs are really well written. It's pretty well produced. She's put some stuff out that was a bit kind of boring. But Ayo Komete Hanatabo. Actually, I used to busk in Osaka, and my singer, she used to sing that, and I'd play guitar, so that was good. So I like a bit of Superfly. She's pretty good.
Is she pretty fly? Is she super fly?
She's Superfly, and she's as cute as a bunch of kittens in a hamper filled with roses. I don't know if that's cute. That was a terrible simile. Yeah, but yeah, she's cool. I like her. She's good. I just like the production on her albums, and like I said, she's a really powerful singer. Partly because a lot of female J-pop singers tend to have that very high nasally sound, and I think she has a bit more depth to her singing. So
she does.
So I like that.
She definitely sings from her diaphragm.
She does. And she's got amazing like vocal control too.
She does.
I hope they're not using the pitch autocorrect too much, or the auto-tune. Yeah.
I'm sure they're not. Maybe only to a very, very small extent.
Yeah, so another band I really like, I don't know if you've heard of them, they're called Tsuyobi no Campanella.
I've heard of the name.
Yeah, the English name is Wednesday Campanella, and the singer is Kom-ai. I don't know what.
Oh, yeah.
You know her, yeah?
Kom-ai. Yes.
And so, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of J-pop and hip hop, I would call it. And you've got to go listen to it. Just go on YouTube and do a search for Wednesday Campanella. And one of my favorite songs is Diablo. So Diablo, but it's kind of a play on words because Diablo, Buro sounds like furo, as in a bath. And then the video's actually filmed in a Japanese bath in a sento. It's pretty good.
That's funny.
And the reason I like them is she mostly raps and sings a little bit, But yeah, it's mostly rapping, and the reason I like it is it's just she's got this hilarious sense of humor.
She's an interesting girl, isn't she?
She's super interesting. I really she's
Yeah.
got a bit of a cheeky sense of humor, and the videos are really good. So yeah, Wednesday Campanella
Cool.
Diabolo, and she's totally cute. I've totally got a crush on her.
Yeah, she's cute.
She's super super cute. I think she's pretty
Wait, are you
young.
just listing your favorite cute
Exactly.
Japanese artists?
Yeah, so far it's like young beautiful Japanese lady, and the next one is young beautiful Japanese lady. Okay. Just to show you, it's not just about cute young beautiful Japanese ladies.
Okay.
Okuda Tamio, you know him?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
so he is, if dear listeners, if you haven't heard of him, he's a Japanese singer, songwriter, and he's a producer. And I believe, I may be wrong, I believe he did produce some tracks for Puffy Amiyumi.
That is correct.
Is that right? And
Yep.
the reason I like him is because he knows how to produce guitar on albums. Like I'm a musician. I also do music engineering too. His guitar sound. So I'm kind of getting into guitar otaku worlds here, but he's amazing. Just the sound of like the rock guitar that he can produce. It's amazing. And also like a lot of the rock guitar. Excuse me. Oops. There's a bike outside. And a lot of the rock guitar that was featured on the Puffy Amiyumi album just sounded absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite songs is Mashi Maro, which is Mosh Malo. Just the jam, the riff in that is so cool. And I was just randomly clicking around on YouTube, and I just found a whole bunch of other new songs I'd never heard before. But you can listen
Yeah,
to a
and
lot of his stuff. He's really good. It's just like it's very what's the word? Just simple J pop and rock. Nice guitar
yeah.
sound. That's it. Nothing too cerebral, nothing too clever. Just very standard, middle of the road rock, but just sounds amazing. Love it.
Did you know, Alex, he was formerly a member of the band Unicorn?
Saw.
So,
Ah la 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 la.
yeah, it's true. So yeah, and then after the band split, that's when he started, his solo career. So you can search Unicorn, and
Okay.
you'll find some good songs
Cool.
by them as well. Yeah.
I've got a question for you though. Like, how famous is he in Japan on a scale from, I don't know, totally unknown indie artist to Michael Jackson type fame?
You know what? Da, da, da. I can't say that the younger generation will know him, but he's pretty darn famous.
He's pretty darn famous, right?
Yeah, so if you're not like, like a teenager,
Right.
you would probably know him. They would probably know him.
Okay,
So,
let me
yeah.
throw you another. This is probably more of an indie band. So I believe it was more kind of like the maybe mid to late 90s. Reggae was unbelievably popular in Japan.
Ooh, I like
and
reggae too.
Reggae's, of course, reggae. Who doesn't like reggae? And in
Right.
Japan, there was a bit of a boom. People can correct me, but I think it was kind of around, mid to late 90s. And it spawned various like popular music events like Reggae Sunsplash. And there was a whole bunch of young Japanese kids who really got into the music, but also the culture too. And it was kind of funny because your average Japanese, say your average young Japanese student who wanted to learn English would either go to the States or say the UK or some other English speaking country to learn standard English, whatever country that would be. But some of these kids who were really into reggae would actually go over to Jamaica and learn how to speak like Jamaican English. So you've got these Japanese kids coming back after a couple of years in Jamaica and speaking in this like
They're
really
like, yeah,
heavy,
man.
yeah, man, yeah, all that kind of stuff. It was so cool. Actually, one of my favorite restaurants, and this is a tragedy. It was called Alawi, and it was jerk. It was a jerk chicken restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
Jamaican food. Absolutely amazing. And the chef was Japanese,
Hmm.
and he and his wife had lived in Jamaica and learnt cooking over there, came back to Japan
That's awesome.
and opened up this restaurant. But unfortunately, like about a year ago, he just closed down.
Oh no. Do you know why?
I think it was to do with his family. I think his dad got sick, so he had to take over his dad's
Oh.
business. And I said, I pleaded with him. I said, don't do it. You're like,
Oh.
you'll probably maybe the only Jamaican restaurant in Tokyo. I think there's a couple now, but
Yeah.
there's another one. I'm not sure if it's still there. Used to be in Omotesando, like a lady used to run it there. But anyway, I digress. So reggae was a huge thing in Japan, and there's a whole bunch of bands, and I don't know the reggae scene very well, but there was this one band which is called Dry and Heavy. It's like this Japanese dub, Japanese reggae band, I would call it. They sing in English and sometimes in Japanese, and I just love their sound. And they're called Dry and Heavy.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, really good. They're on YouTube. You can check them out. Dry and Heavy, just really, really good. The Japanese are experts at importing an aspect of someone else's culture and then making it their own thing. So there is a genre of Japanese reggae,
Yeah.
and it's great. And Japanese instrumentalists, they're so technically good. They'll get the sound.
Yeah, they're very good at their craft.
When I first came over to Japan a million years ago, I'd been playing guitar for years and years and years, and I majored in guitar at university. And when I got over here, I was pretty confident, and then I started playing with Japanese guitarists my age and younger. That confidence like disappeared in 3 milliseconds. I mean, they're so good here.
Oh,
Just seriously,
you're just modest.
Oh, well, no. This is the annoying thing. The level of musicianship here is incredibly high, and they're all modest. They come out and do some like ridiculous Stevie Vai solo, right?
Yeah.
And like, oh wow, I
Yeah.
will never be able to play that. So I'm like, yeah, no, yeah.
とんでもないです。
とんでもない、上手じゃないですよ。Yeah. It's like, oh, stop it.
That's very Japanese.
Very Japanese. So they're very modest.
Well, I'll have to check out that band because I had a Japanese reggae phase. And,
good for you.
And then I went to this huge Japanese reggae festival in Osaka like 2 years in a row.
Oh, cool. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And there's some great Japanese reggae artists.
The amazing thing about Tokyo, and I suppose Osaka is pretty much the same, these cities have a lot of people. There's high population density, which means whatever kind of music you're into, there's going to be someone else who's also into exactly the same type of music. So, especially in Tokyo, whether you're into, I don't know, reggae or rock or, I don't know, 1930s gypsy jazz guitar and violin, you can find that stuff. That's why it's so amazing. I've got a friend called Ito-san who runs a CD shop. Yes, they still sell CDs in Japan.
That's wonderful.
And
yeah.
he actually specializes in South American pop music and folk music.
Interesting.
He imports these CDs in from all kinds of places, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay. His bands you've never heard of, and they're really good. And we were hanging out, and I was saying, Ito-san, you're crazy. How can you sell CDs in 2017? And he said, no, it's okay. I'm not selling Michael Jackson CDs. No one's copying the CDs I'm selling. And Japanese people like to have a physical product in their hand with liner notes and maybe an extra CD with an interview, so that they want a nice product in their hands.
Yeah.
And he's doing pretty good business. So yeah, Japan is still selling CDs. I'm completely going off track, but never mind.
That's okay.
But
that's
anyway,
okay. It's still music related.
It's still music related. So Dry and Heavy, that's an excellent band. And I'm just going to throw out a couple of honorable mentions. Urufuruz.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned them.
Yeah, Urufurus. So how would you describe them? They're like this really fun pop
Fun,
band from
I guess rock,
Osaka,
yeah, pop band.
rock pop band.
Yep. And they're from Osaka, my hometown.
And of course, you know the famous song Osaka Strato.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's a cool.
Osaka, Osaka.
Urufurus are, I would say, cultural ambassadors from Osaka to the rest of Japan. I would say they're awesome.
Yeah, the singer Totasu Matsumoto-san is a great singer.
He's a really good singer. He's
Yeah.
an hilarious personality, but they're really good. Yeah, so Urufurus, another honorable mention to, I don't know,
You mentioned Southern All Stars.
Southern All
A
Stars.
tiny bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Southern All Stars are, I don't know how to describe them. They're just, everybody knows them. They started,
Yes.
in the early 80s, right?
Yeah, they're amazing.
And I would say they're J-pop. Do they sometimes occasionally venture into rock? But it's definitely good, wholesome pop music. Everyone knows them. And they're great songwriters. Really, really, really good.
Yeah, they are.
And one other, not quite the same genre, but another band that for some reason, I don't know why I associate with them. It's Begin.
Oh, begin. Like begin, the English word begin.
Begin, yeah, Begin. The band from Okinawa.
Yes.
Are they from Naha, I guess?
I guess, yeah.
I may be wrong, sorry. But they're from Okinawa and they play, I would call it pop, but it's heavily influenced from Okinawan music. So they have the sanshin, which kind of looks like a shamisen. It's a 3-string Japanese guitar, but it's called a sanshin. And it's got a very, very unique sound, particular to Okinawa. Fantastic band. I love their music. Just really, really nice lyricists. So really, really nice lyrics, really, really nice songs. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, any other bands you want to mention?
Mr. Children.
Miss Chiru.
Miss Chiru, yeah, for short.
Miss Chiru. I mean, that's another huge band. Are they still going?
Yeah, they are.
They're huge, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like up there with Southern All Stars. Like everybody knows them, and
They're really good.
they continue to release, hits, and yeah, they're great.
Now, I just want to apologize to people out there who really, really know a lot about Japanese music. I am not a Japanese music expert. I apologize if I didn't mention any genres you like. I know a lot of people out there are really into visual kei and maybe
like rock and
all that kind of stuff. And that's like oh my gosh, we could do a whole we could do a new podcast just on that topic. But
I know I should have mentioned L'Arc-en-Ciel.
L'Arc-en-Ciel, yeah.
Yeah.
They're a huge band, but no, we just wanted to just randomly chat about music that we liked. But Ami, thanks so much for telling me about some of those bands. I'm gonna check out Kick the Can Crew. They sound awesome.
Yeah, and M-Flow, don't forget.
And M-Flow, sorry, I won't forget M-Flow. So we have some music to listen to after this podcast. By the way, teach us some Japanese, Ami Sensei. How do you say in Japanese, what's your favorite type of music?
どんな音楽聴くの? So that's probably one of the most simplest way to say it.
どんな音楽聴くの? So what kind of music do you listen to? Great. And how do you say, my favorite band is so-and-so?
You could say, 私の一番好きなアーティストは
なんとかなんとか, right?
And so, yep.
私の一番好きなアーティストは、なんでしょう. Superfly.
なるほど.
We both went to music college, right?
Yeah.
And the one thing that they don't teach you in music class at college is music is a visual art.
ほう。なんですか?
So basically what I'm saying is like a lot of pop music is very visual, right? And I think Frank Zappa once said that some of the most popular vocalists out there have their own fashion brand, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Especially rappers and people like that, right? So,
Yeah.
Ami-sensei, thanks so much. Thanks for telling us your amazing
Yeah.
Japanese bands. We have a lot of music to listen to. I'm going to be listening to some of your recommendations. I will put links and extra information in the show notes for this podcast. You can check this out at learnjapanesepod.com. Don't forget to find us on Twitter at Japanese Podcast, and you can join the conversation on Facebook. Just do a search on Facebook for Learn Japanese Pod. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast and listening to us ramble about all things J-pop. And Ami-sensei, thanks so much. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.